So those are some questions I wanna,
What do-
the whole thing about tying the fiscal thing in with the programmatic side is essential. We can't, I think we can't make real rational decisions without,
But the
Can
thing
we
is,
get down to
But, you know,
the strategy?
I think everybody, I think everybody's interested
You
in.
wanted to see.
No, I think everyone's interested in, having a situation that maximizes the fiscal economies of scale while maintaining the highest academic achievement for students in the system.
And I don't think anybody would disagree with that.
Right.
What we need is a way to get to that.
Right,
We need ideas on how we can achieve that.
right. What I'm saying is, we just can't, arbitrarily say, combine all these classes, without looking at.
Well, we can if you say.
We can, but
We
I'm just saying, I
can,
don't know
right.
how,
And if
prudent
we
it
say
is.
arbitrarily a 5% cut across the board, then they're gonna have to do something like that too, so.
and it would,
We're just, just throwing ideas up there.
We want as many as we can get, I think, at this point.
I have a couple ideas.
Okay?
Getting away from teacher salaries by getting into like rent, food service, bus, transportation, supplies. How many contracts are actually out there right now? And how long are they? Are they standard 5 years like the state? And if they're coming up, are there requests for proposals out there in order to bid this stuff back out again? I mean,
I
some
can
of
take a
these-
crack at that for you. The state required us, required all districts in either 2008, 9, or 9, 10 to rebid all food service management contracts. We chose to do that last year. That contract was newly awarded July 1st of 2009.
Okay.
It is a one-year contract renewable up to 5. Any rate increase would be certainly negotiated based on any CPI
Was
projection.
there a lot of response to that?
To the bid?
Yeah, to bid. Besides Sodexo, were there other food services
There were
out
3 bidders. There was Chartwell's, Aramark, and Sodexo. In regard to transportation, same thing. Any contract that's currently in place is a one-year contract renewable up to 5 years. We've had conversations recently, and this is the risk you run. Right now, transportation contracts, we've been told, will tentatively increase if you negotiate, if you extend a contract this year, we're looking at approximately a 2% CPI. I know the national CPI is 0, but gas goes up and the state determines that. So if we decide to extend one of our existing transportation contracts for next year, we're looking at roughly a 2% increase in cost. What we have to do the cost-benefit analysis on is we have some contracts that are in year 3 or 4, and they are extremely competitive. We're spending, like, let's say $48,000 a year on a run. Add your 2% to that, okay, you now know what your cost is gonna be for next year. If we go out for a new RFP, based on some of our more recent contracts, we can reasonably expect that that per route cost is going to go up significantly. So in that particular case, our recommendation this year is that the benefit to stay and extend an existing contract far outweigh the risk of opening this back up.
Okay. But there are some requests for proposals that we could put out there that might actually save money.
Yeah.
And there's some that go the other way, that we would
Sure.
lose money if we open them back up. So maybe that's something that we need to look at, the ones that can be opened up, so that maybe there's competition that we can
Yeah,
make
and I'll tell you,
happen.
now that, and I don't, maybe I'm gonna talk out loud because I don't know the answer to this. When you go out for an RFP, I know when you go out for a bid, you could decide not to award the bid and then renew the contract. So to your point, it might be in our best interest to do both, meaning, or at least go out, find out what the climate is, and then if it's not in our advantage, to our advantage to award a new contract, we can.
So what
extend it
you're
to-
saying is we have a one-year contract with 4 annual renewals if we wish to renew them. But at the same time, at the end of that, or before the year ends, because you have to put the request out.
We'd have to do it right about now.
Yeah, you have to do it now anyways, because you have at least have a probably 120-day window or whatever it is. In order, it's because you have to be in a contract after the end of that, after that expires.
Mhm.
So
Could
that
you put
might be,
that on the list? Just
Yeah,
read all
absolutely.
contracts?
that's what I would,
Yeah,
like
that
to
makes
cut
sense.
costs. I'll be honest with you, I work for the controller's office and I do contracts all the time. And that's why I'm bringing that up, and I see it all the time. I see the budgets in all the contracts also, because I audit them. But that's something I would really look into, is look for dollar in those contracts. And I'm behind the 8 ball here because I don't know what contracts can be touched, which can't be. You guys know them more than I do.
Sure.
But I think that, maybe put a task force together or something to do that and then really take a look. Because I think, you're talking a large increase, because I know the state's not going to give us state aid. Like you said, they're going to cut $6 million. I work in a controller's office, and I can tell you, it could be a lot more than that, the way things are going. I can tell you that I work for the controller's office, we've been cutting back 15% just agency-wide. And I'll be honest with you, the controller's office couldn't pay the rent down in New York City. They just paid it. That's how bad that the state agencies are trying to cut back also. So, anything you do, paper supplies, I don't have any. Sometimes I have to kind of get them myself, find them myself. Now, those are other things. I know they're small, but any little thing, it all adds up. You got a $160 million budget here. I'm looking in my mind to cut it by $15 million. And that's not, that's not unusual. Right now, the state budget is $8.2 billion in debt. The state budget is about $130 billion. That's only 7-8%. So, the school budget will probably have to be cut, similar to that. I don't have the exact numbers, but I would really look in to see what has to be bid out, what can be bid out, and save money either way. If you don't want to reopen the RFP, that's fine, because you know that we're gonna, or the contract, I don't know, the contract, and don't open it up, but I think that's something we really need to look at.
Can we go over that list, see
Yeah,
where we are?
let me just put the numbers in perspective so we understand, anybody that wasn't here. We are looking right now at a state budget of about a $6 million reduction in state aid. That we know. Some numbers were thrown out earlier about another $6 million possibly in expenditures. And on the 10th, when the board looks at a rollover budget that night, we'll have the exact rollover budget, but it's probably close to that. So, we're looking, if you were to keep things status quo, at about a $12 million hit. So you were pretty close, and it may even be different than that. Maybe your number's even closer when we get done.
What was that second $6 million? I missed that.
Increase in expenses, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so, and again, the school budget is made up of about, any school budget is made up of about 65 to 80% people cost, which would be salary and benefits. So you get your big bang for your buck is with people and programs.
The other thing I had too, getting into a different subject, is about benefits, like health benefits.
Yes.
I don't know if the teachers pay 20% and they get, and we pay 80% or whatever. I don't know what the contracts are about, but is it possible maybe to have the teachers pay 25%?
One of our items from last time was,
Open up the,
I think we did reopen, do we have it?
You said it last time, yeah.
Okay.
cut back concessions.
So right now, you're
You have to
correct.
forgive me, I wasn't-
We have, 7 collective bargaining units?
8.
8, and I think there's only 2 that are, 2 or 3 that are open right now. So that would be, and I think right now, are the teachers on the newest 13 and 16? Are they
What is it, 12 and 15?
12 and 15?
Right.
I would hate to see layoffs, and that'd be the last thing I would ever think of. And I would try to cut everything else before we even touch layoffs. And that's my own personal problem, because I've been laid off before, and I've seen people who've gotten laid off, and it's very difficult. And we are in tough times right now. So I think,
And laying off anyone doesn't help the economy.
That's
Because
true.
You're laying
That's
people
true,
off
too.
now, they're unemployed, and they can't, so it's like a vicious cycle.
How many people?
How many people are retiring?
Projected.
Going to be retiring at the end of the school year.
can we offer buyouts?
That happens.
Yes, we do have a
That
incentive.
goes up.
Prohibition?
How many? How much money?
I don't, my services report to us, I don't recall offhand.
So you already have
But if you
offered
don't,
a
Yes.
buyout?
that's an
People
automatic.
have taken
plan.
it,
You have, okay.
Yeah, no,
It
there,
has to be done by December.
right, there, between layoffs and some temporary teachers who don't necessarily have an expectation of coming back, you could potentially reduce staff without necessarily negatively impacting 4 or 5 tenured
It just
teachers.
impacts your schedule.
Right.
We run the schedule.
Well, I have a feeling the schedule.